Good morning, children. The last class we discussed about few answers of the last lesson on electric current. Now, children, you can see on the screen that is the first lesson, food components. So today onwards the revision starts for your SA-1. It is going to be from January 18th onwards. Soon we are going to post the timetable as well as the portion for that. Okay. Now let us talk some important topics. Let us discuss some important topics. Once again we will revise what are the topics to be discussed or to be studied for your SA-1 from the first lesson. So food components. Every food item consisting of a different food components. And how you will identify that food components and what are the different tests for the food components, how you will preserve and how the food habits are done, how you will identify different food items we are going to discuss, and roughages, uses of a roughages, how it avoids the constipation, and some food items which are rich in roughages also we are going to discuss. So what are the first topics we are going to discuss? About the presence of a starch, vitamins, carbohydrates, minerals, and see, these are the some carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. All these are the different type of a food items we present in our food, that is a food components. And how we will confirm about the conformation presence of a starch, and what are the essential components of our food. What are the essential components? Carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, fats, proteins, roughages, fiber. All these are the different starch, different food components present in different type of a food. Now let us discuss presence of a starch. Preparation of a dilute iodine solution. To test whether the starch is present in any food item or not, what you will do, just you will take a iodine crystal and that is diluted in water. When it is diluted in water, how you will understand the solution is ready? It becomes a light brown or yellow. Then your iodine solution is ready. Keep the solution aside and take any food item. Just you add 1-2 drops of a iodine solution. If it is turns into dark blue or a black, then it shows that particular food item consisting of a starch. So what is the confirmation of test for the starch? Prepare iodine solution. How you prepare iodine solution? Take few iodine crystals, dissolve in a water, dilute in a water. Dilute is nothing but mixing water. Dilute in a water till the color of that iodine changes into yellow or a brown. Then you have to understand your solution is ready. Keep aside. Take any vegetable or any fruit, cut into half, add 1-2 drops of iodine solution on that. If it is turns into dark blue or a black, then it shows that it consisting of a starch. Okay. Next, test for fats. What is the second food component you are going to test? Presence of a fat. How you will test the presence of fat? Take any small quantity of any sample food and rub gently with a paper. If a paper turns into translucent, what is meant by translucent? Oily. Then it is partially tallows. Then it shows that it consisting of a starch. For fats, it consists of a fat. Okay, once again, how you will test the presence of fat, amma? Take any food item and just pack in a paper and rub it gently. When it rub it gently, what happens? If a paper turns into oily or a translucent, this shows that fat component present in that particular food item. Okay, next, test for the protein. To prepare the test for to test whether the protein is present in any food item or not, first we need to prepare 2 solutions, that is copper sulfate solution and sodium hydroxide solution. How you will make a copper sulfate solution? Take 2 grams of a copper sulfate and dissolve in 100 ml of water. Then copper sulfate solution is ready. and take 10 grams of a sodium hydroxide and dissolve in 100 ml of water. Then sodium hydroxide solution is ready. Now, what you will do, take any food item, just you add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of a sodium hydroxide solution. If it is turns into the violet, then you will understand violet and a purple, then you can understand that presence of a protein in that particular food item. Once again, how we will test the presence of a protein? Take 2 grams of a copper sulfate pellets, that is a pieces, crystals, dissolve in 100 ml of water. Then copper sulfate solution is ready. And take 10 grams of sodium hydroxide and dissolve in 100 ml of water. Then sodium hydroxide solution is ready. The food item which you want to test the presence of a protein, take that particular food item in a test tube, add 2 drops of copper sulfate and 10 drops of a sodium hydroxide solution. By adding what happens, the color of the food item changes into violet or a purple. This shows presence of a protein. Okay, and a list is given. Rice, starch is present, yes. Proteins absent, fats present. Potato, proteins are present, fat is present. Milk, starch is present and fats. Code like that. A list is given. You have to write about which type of food items are present. Which component of food you identify in potatoes? Carbohydrates. Which food shows the presence of starch? Potatoes. Which food item contains more fat? Oily food items. Which food item contains more proteins? Egg. So all these are the different food items which are rich in their common food components. So next topic is about the roughages. What are the roughages? You can see on the screen the beans, oranges, apple, banana, raw banana, spinach, and papaya, pumpkin, potatoes, peas. All these are the rich in roughages. What is the use of roughages? By taking the roughages, it makes our free bowel movement and avoid constipation. When the free bowel movement is done, then automatically we will get the free motions and it avoids the constipation. So roughages are rich in fiber, which helps in a free bowel movement and helps in avoiding constipation. That is the use of a roughages. And what is the use of water in our diet? Water helps us to make our enteric canal clear and it helps in a digestion of our food. It removes the waste and helps in a digestion and makes the food particles to pass easily into the stomach. Through alimentary canal, it helps in passing the food through into stomach and helps in a digestion and removes the impurities. Waste. So this is the uses of a water. And what is meant by balanced diet? The diet which consisting of a vegetable, rice and curd, seasonal fruit and salads, which gives complete proteins, carbohydrates and see here it is given. What is a balanced diet? Carbohydrate, proteins along with a little fat, vitamins and minerals makes a balanced diet. You can see the thali which is rich in carbohydrates, proteins and little bit fat, vitamins, minerals, which makes a balanced diet. And how you will make your diet as a balanced diet? Taking the dal, rice, chapati, seasonal fruits, salads and curd, which is little bit consisting of a fat. So all this, including all this type of food items, you can make your diet as a balanced diet. Mostly leafy vegetables which are rich in water, which are plenty in water. It consisting of a plentiful of water, and we should consume oil in less quantity. Ghee, butter are in a sparingly, and cooking oil and animal food should be moderately. Fruit, leafy vegetables and seasonal fruits and other vegetables should be taken, consumed plenty. Avoid junk food. So why we have to avoid the junk food? Eating the junk food, what happens? It slows down our digestive system, and we may get some diseases. So to avoid that, to make into a proper our digestive system, we have to avoid junk food. So history of a nutrition is also given, that how the nutritions are important to our body. It helps us in free growth in our body parts, as well as a free bowel movement, and helps in a height, weight, and all the organs are developed in a proper ratio. So this is the important topics you have to cover from the first lesson. What is our first lesson? Food components. What are the topics should be covered from the food components? That is about the carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, proteins, fats, starch. So all these are the different food components. How we will test the different food components? Presence of a starch can be tested by the help of iodine solution, and presence of a fats can be tested with the help of a paper. If a paper becomes a translucent, then it is said to be a consist of a fats. And next, how we will test the presence of a proteins? Preparing a copper sulfate solution and sodium hydroxide solution, and both are used or drop that two solutions, 2 drops of copper sulfate and 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solution on any food items. If it turns into violet or a purple, then it is said to be a consisting of a proteins. What are the rough edges? They are rich in a fiber, and like banana, raw banana, papaya, and what we say leafy vegetables, spinach, bananas, papayas, watermelon, oranges, carrots, they are rich in a fiber which helps free bowel movement and avoid the constipation. So rough edges are included in our diet. What is a balanced diet? The diet which are rich in carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, vitamins, and less quantity of little bit of fats. Such diet is said to be a balanced diet. To get the balanced diet, we need to add a rice which are rich in carbohydrates, proteins, dal, leafy vegetables like vitamins and minerals, curd, little bit of fat, and chapati rich in carbohydrates, and leafy vegetables rich in water. All this makes our diet as a balanced diet. And what are things should be consumed in more? That is leafy vegetables, seasonal fruit should be taken a plenty, and moderately. What are the things to be taken as a moderately? Like a oily food and ghee then be taken as a moderately, and butter, ghee, oil can be taken sparingly, means less. So how the nutritions are important, and it is given by our scientist Lavoisier, and he studied that by eating the balanced diet we can cure the diseases carry also. So this is about the our food items. So what are the questions should be read from that lesson? I am a component of food that makes a paper translucent. Fourth one. Underline the fourth question. Okay. Fourth one. Fifth one. Fourth question. Who am I? I am a component of food that makes paper translucent. What is that? Answer: fat. Put a drop of me on a cut potato, it turns dark blue. Whom I am? Iodine solution. Fifth one. Explain what will happen if we do not include rough edges in our body. It stops, it avoids. We may face constipation. We may suffer from constipation, and we will not get free bowel movement. Next. Draw some food items of your diet and explain why you like them. Fourth one, fifth one, seventh one. Fourth one, fifth one, seventh one, and next ninth one. How is water useful to our body? How is water useful to our body? Fourth, fifth, seventh, ninth. These questions you have to write one time in your classwork. Where you have to write, turn the classwork, make it as a heading SA-1 head revision, and write these questions. What are the questions? 4th, 5th, 7th and 9th. And what you have to do? After writing, read these questions. Don't think that only these questions you are going to get. And what are the topics I discussed with you now? How you will test the presence of starch, how you will test the presence of fats, proteins, roughages, how water is useful and what is balanced diet. This topic should be read thoroughly from the first lesson. Okay children? And what you have to do is with these questions, you have to write one time in your classwork. How to write? Turn the book, copy the question and answer, make it as a heading SA-1 revision. Okay? Thank you children.